Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the Colonelcast. On today's episode, we've got the Sonic Hedgehog 3, and probably the other ones as well. Now, I watched recently, there's this podcast, that I check out every now and again. It's called Is It Kino? It's a little bit obscure here, but they were talking about this movie, right? And they were pretty positive on it, from what I gleaned. And I figure, you know what? As the biggest Sonic hater in the world, I think I need to bring my response in here. And of course, there's no one better to bring along than the other biggest Sonic hater in the world, Hartsy.
If I knew this was going to be a hate podcast, I wouldn't have agreed to do it because there's nothing in this world I love more than Sonic. I don't even like my parents as much as I like Sonic.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Wait, who are you then? I called the Sonic hate guy.
No, actually, I'm the Sonic love guy.
Oh,
I
fuck.
love Sonic, yeah.
Oh no.
Sorry about that. You got the wrong guy.
Oh well, that's probably fine anyway.
Right, yeah. I think Ebert hates Sonic. He once told me that he hates Sonic and that it's the worst thing ever made.
Oh,
yeah.
I should have gotten him
he's
then.
The
yeah.
one you were thinking of, yeah.
I guess so. Well, anyway, yeah. Sonic 3 came out, right? We saw it.
Come out.
It's been viewed. It's been critiqued on Letterboxd.
It did come out, unlike me, who has not come out yet. I'm saving that until probably next year.
Oh, okay. That's fair. Yeah. It's not a good year. You might have to wait until Trump's back at office or something.
Right.
He's putting a ban on that. Yeah. That's what I hear.
The best time to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. So, the Sonic movies, right? We did once speak about the Knuckles show on another show. Hated.
Wait, I think if I recall correctly, you liked Knuckles more than I did because it was mostly about the goofy human characters, and I was pissed off about that.
Look, it was about Wade Whipple specifically, who became he kind of Stockholmed his way into my heart. Okay, he became my favorite character of the series by far, and I hated everyone else in the show, but he was fun.
I had the exact opposite opinion. I wanted more of Knuckles than everyone else except for Wade. I hate him so much.
There's like a full episode with no Knuckles, and I thought it was the best episode of that show. So
yeah, it's so great.
Yeah,
make a show about Knuckles and barely feature him.
Yeah, why not? I mean, hey, what's worse than that is it's fucking making a Sonic movie all about Shadow and then barely having Shadow in it. No good at all either.
Barely had Shadow. Shadow's the driving force of everything that happens in the third movie.
He has probably like 20 lines of dialogue in the whole thing, okay? He's like barely in it compared to all the other characters.
That's what you sound like right now.
Be that as it may, I'm correct, okay? It's ridiculous. And fucking, I hated Keanu Reeves in this. He's putting in like 4% effort or some shit. It's awful.
My God.
It's awful.
Oh my God. I cannot believe you. I actually cannot believe. I am livid right now. First you say that Sonic 1 is better than Sonic 2. Now you say that you don't like Shadow and Sonic 3. You don't like Sonic 3 at all. But how can you think Sonic 1 is better than either of these movies?
Okay, 3 is probably the best one on a real level. I think what might have happened, I think I saw Sonic 1 really late at night, and I think I might have overinflated how funny it was in my mind because I was delirious.
Were you fucking high too? Were you high too? Were you toking then?
Listen, I was on heroin, and that's not supposed to make things funnier, okay? It's supposed to make you tired. But yeah. So I don't think it was that.
I think what you need to do is you need to find a hot goth partner that can do heroin with you, and have him die of a heroin overdose in your sleep. I think that's what should happen.
Oh, that's oddly specific. Where'd you get that? What's that?
I don't know. It just came to me.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, you should have like a elderly like supervisor / friend who's there when it happens.
No, like my dad?
Something like that, yeah.
Like my grandfather, portrayed by the same actor as me?
Or maybe like a professor, maybe like an old professor you once had.
I would watch if they just remade Breaking Bad, but it's about Agent Stone and Robotnik. I think I'd watch the hell out of that. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Yeah, because they are the best two human characters in these movies.
Easily, by far.
By far.
I mean, it is very much like a Jim Carrey kind of series, I guess, especially with this one. And it's great. He's still got it. He's got it more now than he did in the 90s. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of super great old Jim Carrey stuff, honestly. I know there's like Truman Show is really good.
The only other Jim Carrey movie I watched in full is Jim Carrey's The Grinch, which I've watched like dozens of times.
Oh God! See, that one's not good. That's like an awful movie. I like
Jim Carrey The Grinch.
He's not bad in it, but it's like a awful like soulless kind of movie. It's just no good.
Yeah. You know, well, just soulless to you if you don't like Sonic 3 and 2 and you like Wade better than any of the fucking actual Sonic characters.
Well, I like Wade, okay? He's really funny.
He is not funny. He's the antithesis of funny.
I clapped. I stood up from my seat and I clapped when he showed up in this for a minute, okay?
Thank God,
it was the best.
He only had like 20 seconds of screen time in this entire movie, and I
stole the show
for that. Oh yeah,
he had about as many lines as Shadow, and he stole the show.
Oh my God! I think you're really underplaying Shadow's role in this movie. He's the driving force behind everything that happened.
Is he? It feels like fucking Gerald is the driving force. What does Shadow even do?
He wants to get revenge on humanity for killing Maria, so he teams up with Gerald to shoot the fucking Earth and blow it up.
Yeah, but
Sonic has to stop them.
They both have like the same motivation, and they're like the same character though, and stuff. They don't like do separate things or anything really, and like Gerald's in there like much more than Shadow is, right? He has much more scenes and lines. I don't know.
I feel like he's about the same.
I don't know. I'd have to do a screen time checker or something, but I feel like Shadow was just not in this very much at all.
No, I disagree. I think he's in it enough. I would have liked more of him. That's just because I love Shadow. And that's not to say he wasn't in it enough.
I don't know. It just seems like it just seems like he wasn't there much. I can't think of a whole lot of like lines that he has and stuff really, like any super special good standout lines or scenes.
But you don't remember the scene where he confronts like Maddie and he says, "You disgusting black creature, get out of my sight."
I don't remember that scene. Oh no.
Yeah, that was a pretty classic scene.
I didn't watch this in the theater. They might have cut this out of like whatever international market my version was taken from, but
Yeah, no, in the American theaters they had that scene and it was pretty. I clapped because it's a reference to Shadow the Hedgehog, the video game.
Yeah, that's a quick last minute cut they made. Reinsert that scene after the election due to the culture shift.
Exactly.
The overnight culture shift. Yeah.
The overnight culture. I mean, more than 50% of the country voted for the evil guy. So I feel like that's accurate.
I mean, it's arguable, yeah. There's I thought it was kind of a woke movie at times though as well, because there is a bit where Robotnik says that he's undesirable to all genders. Yeah. That's not only is he not straight, right? That implies that he's pansexual, which is like. I feel like most of the fucking parents watching this movie would think is like made up or something, right?
Yeah, but then there's a scene where Gerald says, "I know, right? Crazy, right? A woman in the military," and that's
because he's like 100 years old, though. He's an asshole, so you know.
Right. No, I love that scene. I laughed, I chuckled, I stood up and clapped.
There are some times I remember them doing it a bit in the first one too, where they go like the jokes go a little bit further than you think they would for like this children's movie about a cartoon hedgehog, you know?
Right.
Like
I do love a lot of the jokes in these movies. I mean, I hate a lot of them.
Yeah.
But no, I think Sonic 3 has the best balance of jokes I like versus jokes I don't like. Like, they spend almost no time with cringy, lame jokes that I hate. Almost all of this movie is action, set pieces, and character moments with the occasional joke. Unlike the first two movies, which is like... I will say this. I love all three Sonic movies, even the first one, but I think the first one's pretty mid. The second movie is okay, and this third movie is genuinely perfect. Like, I think it's a sharp increase in quality in between these three movies. The first being at the very bottom, three being at the very peak. But one thing I will say is that humor is very hit and miss in these movies.
It is, yeah. I think Sonic, for some reason, gets the worst of it, where he has these... I wrote down the formula for the joke, right? He'll say something that's, like, really sarcastic and stuff, and then something will happen that is the thing he said sarcastically, and he'll go, oh, wow, that really is that, or whatever, you know? And that's like the formula for their jokes, and they do that consistently for
I can only think of, like,
third.
one time when that joke happens, and it's, like, when they're tied up, and Shadow throws his little ring, black hole ring, and Sonic's like, what is that, a ring? Real scary. And then it turns into a black hole, and he's like, oh, that is really scary.
Yeah, that's I mean, the reason I wrote it down was from that bit, but it's like not 5 minutes before that. He does it in a different bit, where he's like, oh, do you think we'd be so dumb to bring the key card here? And then Shadow pulls the key card out, and he's like, oh, yeah, I guess we're so dumb to bring the key card. Like, it's the same joke.
I thought it was good. I thought it was good.
I couldn't stand it.
At least there's no fucking flossing. There's no cringe. There's no cringe moments like flossing and shit. It's just like there is not a single joke in this movie that made me groan and roll my eyes, unlike the first two movies.
Someone should have flossed, okay? Just because, to make it a tradition, someone should have flossed in each one of the movies.
No.
Shadow should have flossed on the moon. He should have taught him how to do it.
You can't appreciate this movie fully because you fucking hate Sonic. You've never consumed any Sonic media outside of the movies. You've never played the games. And you have an unreasonable hatred for a series you've never consumed any media from.
I've played Super Smash Bros, okay?
Oh, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Yeah.
At the end of Brawl, he beats up that one guy a little bit in the cutscene that they added last minute.
Yeah. But you have so little exposure with the franchise that you like for some reason just hate. You have a prejudice against a franchise that you've never played. You've never consumed anything from this series. But Sonic 3 is made for the fans. Every single inch of this movie is dripping with love and passion for this series. This movie is basically a love letter to the adventure era games. Like, there's so many callbacks and references and adaptations of those adventure games are translated so well to film.
I mean, I got a lot of those, you know. I don't know if I even hate the games so much as I hate the fan base, okay? Straight up, you know, and something made me realize this, right? It was looking. Listen, I was looking at this fucking. There were tweets from the Walt Disney Company about their new small indie film, Mufasa, right?
Oh yeah, the new small indie film.
Yeah, and briefly, I might add, Sonic 3 was doing better in the box office than this film, right? And the fucking. They took their little moment of glory and power and they ran with it, and they stomped poor Disney into the dirt over it. In the replies, they had to come and hide all their tweets, you know. And the Sonic fans, you know, frankly, the fact that their stuff usually sucks and everyone hates it's what keeps them under control. They have to get bad games, otherwise they go fucking crazy and turn evil.
Sonic hasn't been like bad for almost like for a very long time now. Like ever since the movie started coming out, Frontiers came out and was great. Sonic has been consistently good for the past few years, like almost like half decade almost.
That's like 2 games ago though, right? Because there was that Forces one from.
The games have been better, the external media has been better, the movies, the comics, the shows, everything about the Sonic franchise has been steadily increasing in quality. You can't sit there and say that it's still in the bad place it was in like a decade ago, because it's not.
I thought you hated that Sonic Prime show.
I did.
Okay.
But a lot of people loved it, so who am I to say?
Okay.
And it got great reviews, so I guess I'm in the minority there.
Well, you gotta compromise on your values and pretend you like this thing now. That's the Sonic fan trap.
I don't like Sonic Prime, but I can admit that it did well and a lot of people enjoyed it. So whatever. Same thing with Sonic. I hate Sonic Colors. Like I have the same opinion of Sonic Colors. Sonic Colors is a very well-liked, very popular game in the franchise. A lot of people love Sonic Colors, but I hate it. I hate the game. I think it's responsible for a lot of the problems that the Sonic franchise faced throughout between games. And I think it's a huge step down in quality from the games that came before it. Sonic Unleashed is the perfect Sonic game. It's my favorite Sonic game, and it's the game that directly precedes Sonic Colors. And Sonic Colors is a downgrade in every way imaginable. And people love Sonic Colors more than Unleashed. It has a higher review score than Unleashed. I just can't. I can't deal with that, dude.
Okay, well, I guess I'm glad the Sonic games at least have found their footing nowadays by just doing the winning strategy of just doing whatever Nintendo did like 5 years ago. Just doing that.
Shut the fuck up. Sonic Colors. I know. The last time they tried to experiment with a Nintendo-esque formula was Sonic Lost World. And
Frontiers is just Zelda, okay? It's just Zelda.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it's not. It's not.
Stylistically, and in the fucking you get the little seed guy collectibles and stuff. It's the same thing.
Yeah, sure.
It is. And then they fucking did their thing where they released a remaster of an older game with an expansion that's like has like a little hub world with like little challenges you do in it. It's identical.
And guess what? They did it better. People like Sonic Generations X Shadow more than they like that shitty ass fucking stupid Mario fucking Bowser's Fury shit.
Bowser's Fury is it's not the best, okay? It's pretty okay. But it might not be the best, okay? But still.
Yeah, so Sonic completely fucking stomped Mario there. Okay, like even like the Sonic movies, I will say the Sonic movies are consistently better than the Mario movie, even though the Mario movie fucking amazingly. But the Mario movie did amazing in the box office, but it was a mid movie. It was awful. It was bad. But the Sonic movies, even though they're not as financially successful, they're 10 times better quality wise.
I mean, I hate to have to agree with you with that because, that Mario movie is like horrible. I don't know why they made it like that. It pissed me off because it's like they're afraid of their own fucking like source material at times in that movie. It's really weird, and I don't care for it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah,
but I just don't trust Hollywood to like make video game movies. I guess it's worked out for Sonic to some degree,
To some degree, okay. Some degree.
If it's making people happy, then that's good, I guess. And I guess the Mario movie is the same, right? Like, it made $1 billion.
Have you seen the reviews? Sonic 3 has been doing very well with both audiences and critics.
It's got like an 85 or something on Rotten Tomatoes, which is insane to me.
Yes, I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, what does that tell you about these movies where they're getting praise across the board, not just from Sonic fans, but from general audience, from critics alike?
It's looking like I think they're taking so much of they've got so much extra money, that they don't spend on their games. They can afford to pay off all these critics now. It's a good strategy, I guess.
Yeah. So true. So right.
Yeah.
No, Sonic is back. The games are good again. The movies are fantastic. The external media is fantastic. Sonic is back, and you're just a Nintendo cuck who can't handle that.
Listen, Mario's been back for like 20 years or something. Okay, so I don't need to be worried about this.
Right, sure, yeah. When was the last
this pointless
Mario
rivalry
game?
that hasn't been a thing since the 90s?
Yeah, of course, yeah. No, there is no rivalry there anymore. Like,
they really should. I mean, they've been going to the Olympics or whatever, right? Since I was a kid. So
they're not going to be doing any Sonic X Mario Olympic games anymore.
Well, that's because the studio died or something, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
No one said that those games were good, though. I don't know.
Sigh. No more Mario Sonic crossover events.
Yeah. Well, they can't do a proper Smash Bros. Movie now because of one of the jokes in this Sonic 3, right? They make a joke about Pikachu, which implies that Pokemon isn't real.
Exists. Yeah, Pokemon.
That it's like it's a fictional thing. Yeah, so how's it gonna work when Pikachu shows up in the Smash Bros. Movie?
Right, so if Pokemon exists as a franchise in the Sonic universe, that means that Mario, of course, probably exists in the Sonic universe. Do you think, like, canonically, Sonic has played a Mario game in the Sonic movie universe?
Maybe. They had a Nintendo Switch showed up in the Knuckles show. There's a little girl in the back of the limo or whatever.
Really? Oh shit, that means there is a good chance that Sonic has canonically played a Mario game within the Sonic movie universe.
Yeah, I mean, he was reading like Flash comics and stuff in the first one. So, yeah. It's possible.
Crazy.
Now,
Tails would definitely be more of a Zelda guy.
Well, yeah, because he likes puzzles.
Yeah.
Or he likes gadgets, and gadgets are the same as puzzles, right?
So true, yeah.
Yeah. I have one question I have here, right? So the whole ending fight of this Sonic 3 film, it takes place in space, and but that doesn't seem to be like a threat to them, right? Like they can breathe in space, they can fight each other in space, even when they're not in the supersonic mode, you know?
Right.
What's going on with that? Like, there's a bit where Tails just shows up on the space station. I think he literally flew from like Earth all the way down to the fucking, or all the way up through the atmosphere, carrying Knuckles, I guess.
But no, okay. That ending sequence is so like is so pulse pounding, so heart racing. Sonic is unconscious. He's falling through the atmosphere. He's burning up. Tails goes down to save him, but of course Tails can't handle the atmosphere changing, so he of course starts burning up. And then Knuckles shows up and saves them both by throwing a ring and teleporting them to the ground. It's so cool. It's cool. I love it.
Yeah, and I mean the pacing doesn't really allow them to have like a scene where where Tails like builds a rocket and flies them up to the space station. You know, they can't really cut away to that.
Well, yeah. So no, all Sonic characters can breathe in space for some reason. Like consistently in the games, they can breathe in space. Like there's many times within the games where they travel to space. The entirety of Sonic Colors takes place in space, and they just never mention that. They just never mention the fact that they can just breathe and exist in space, and it's never like explained why.
But he drowns in the water though, right?
He does drown in water, yes.
Okay.
So they can breathe in space, just not water. So
that's weird.
But dude, the entire final act of this movie, like I already said that this movie is a big love letter to Sonic, but especially this final act, they go super. There's a big fight that throughout space. Sonic punches Shadow to the moon, and they reconcile. And then Shadow, of course, has his trademark change of heart that he has in SA2. And then they go super again and team up to stop the Eclipse cannon. It's so cool.
You know,
so cool.
I don't think it's bad, right? But it's kind of soured by the fact that I've seen all of the Spider-Man movies, and not to spoil too much because we reviewed the first one at least, but there's in one of those Spider-Man movies is basically an identical like arc. So, and it's done much better in that film. They have
an arc where a character wants to get revenge on humanity for some slight that happened 50 years ago, but then he changes his mind and becomes a good guy at the end. I don't believe it.
Yeah, not 50 years ago, but it's basically the same thing.
Okay, whatever. And when did that movie? You know when
that movie came? I mean, all of them are older than this movie.
No. But the Sonic. No. This plot line was established all the way back in SA2, which came out in 2000. So when did this Spider-Man movie come out? Hmm?
Well, all of the Spider-Man movies came out between 2000 and
so now, they all came out after SA2, after Shadow's storyline and character arc has already been established.
Okay.
All right, so fuck you, stupid.
Well, whatever.
Dumb.
Whatever. We can just strike that point from the record. Okay, we're gonna cut that out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you're gonna edit it out of the video.
Yeah. Here's another question. The dog had subtitles in this movie. I don't remember the dog having subtitles in the other one.
No, I don't think he did. No, he did.
Why doesn't Tails, as an animal creature who is like sentient, why doesn't he like give the dog like a collar that lets him like talk like a person and join the family properly?
I don't know, dude. I think that'd be really stupid if they did that.
But they're animals. They're all animals. They should be.
Well, no.
They should respect each other.
They're different types of animals. They're
they're aliens.
Intelligent animal. Yeah, they're aliens basically.
From other planets, I guess. I guess it makes more sense that Shadow's like an alien that's maybe from a similar or the same planet as Sonic. Okay. More than it does that he's like built in a lab and he just happens to be the same thing.
Yeah, so that's like one thing I'm iffy about. They did heavily change Shadow's backstory, where in this movie, Shadow is an alien that crash landed on planet Earth 50 years ago and was taken in by gun to be used for experiments. And in the original, of course, in the games, he's of course an artificial being who is created by Gerald Robotnik. So that's a big difference there. Yeah. And I don't know exactly what we're gonna do with his whole alien origin thing, because like, if you notice, I'm sure the Sonic lore heads notice this, but the comet that he was found in looks a lot like the Black Doom comet featured in Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't know if the Black Arms exist in this universe. I hope so. That'd be really cool.
Well, that's like a thing. I mean, the Shadow game is a game that the director of these movies like worked on, right?
Yeah.
That was his...
Yes.
Yeah.
The director of these movies, Jeff Fowler, was the head of animation for Shadow the Hedgehog and other Sonic games. I believe.
He's the one who said,
really
"Hey,
cool.
He should cock that MP5," right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm kind of disappointed he didn't cock whatever gun he has in this, right? He has like a pistol for a second, but it's no Uzi or MP5 or whatever it was. So
no, it's a laser gun.
Yeah,
but it's still cool. The side
it's still neat that he has a gun at all.
Gun is cool.
Yeah.
They needed to do that. I'm so glad we did that. I am upset they didn't have Shadow say "damn" though.
He doesn't say "damn." Does he say damn in the games?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
He says "damn" in Shadow the Hedgehog a lot, and that became a meme. He's like, "Where is that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?" And then when he gets hurt, sometimes he just screams "damn."
Okay. There's a bit in the UK, right, where Sonic he's sick of waiting for their plan to play out, and they're in London, and he finds like some random crosswalk. It's not Abbey Road because I don't think that's in London or whatever, but he does like a mock Abbey Road poster moment or album cover moment, and he says Paul, John, George, the other one, which
was really funny.
That's big disrespect to Ringo Starr.
That was really funny.
Look, Ringo puts nothing but peace and love into this world, and I think it's very disrespectful to downplay his accomplishments and achievements as an artist. But
I thought it was funny. I chuckled.
You weren't greatly upset by this betrayal of the Beatles as the most influential band of all time?
No, I wasn't actually. I chuckled. I was like, "Ha, that's funny." That's what I said. That's fair. Right. But no, I just love every inch of this movie. Like, unlike the first two movies, where I can say I like them a lot, but there's a lot that I don't like. For example, I think the first movie is a little too generic kids movie, like cartoon character befriends a human character and they go on a road trip. That's like every fucking cartoon character goes into a real world movie ever. So it's very generic in that aspect. I like the second movie a lot more because there's a lot more Sonic-y action moments and Sonic lore being adapted into the movie universe. But there's still a lot of that cheesy, cringy humor that I don't like. There's a big focus on side characters I don't care about, like Rachel, and I hated that, of course. But this third movie is perfect. Insert that video of fucking Homelander saying perfect. It was just perfect, dude. I don't know what else to say.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely better than 2. There's no extended. Well, there is an extended dance scene, but it's better here. There's no wedding.
And there's no
scene.
Fucking wedding scene with the fat bitch Rachel that nobody cares about.
Rachel still shows up. They make up a reason for her to show up in this, which is bizarre to me because I don't think it makes any sense for her to be their disguise.
I think it's funny that she technically doesn't show up, but it's her sister. Playing as her. I think that's funny. No, they're gun agents.
Are they both? I thought they. I thought she broke up with the guy, and then they both quit or something.
No, they reconciled at the end of the wedding plot line.
Okay.
And I guess Rachel is a gun agent now.
So is Gun good or are normal? Because they were kind of on the good side ish in the second one, right? A little bit.
Okay, so Gun is very conflicted. They are responsible for a lot of bad deeds. For example, they are the ones who killed Maria and imprisoned Shadow and caused all that heartbreaking loss. But they also are the protector of nations. They are the guardian unit of nations. They protect and serve. So there's a lot of bad in Gun, but there's also some good there. Like the main commander character, he's a good guy. He's on Sonic's team, and he just wants what's best for everyone. But then he gets killed. So womp womp.
Yeah, I remember that guy's weird when he shows up in the fucking Chow Garden building.
He dies.
And he died. He has like a really sad death scene with these fucking cartoon animals. And it's really, it just made me laugh. But
right.
You know, in the Marvel Comics universe, there is an organization called SHIELD, which also has a really like contrived acronym to make something spell out SHIELD.
Did they come before or after?
That's from like the 70s or some shit. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so
yeah. Listen.
Oh well.
It's blatant theft, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. It's not like these things like influence each other or whatever. If one of them does it after the other one, it's just evil.
In Mario Odyssey, where Mario can roll into a ball and gain momentum by rolling around, where do you think they got that from?
I think that's a play on the excellent physics systems introduced in Super Mario Bros. 3.
Oh, is that what you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
the scene at the end of the game where they start playing like a punk rock song and stuff. I think that's also a very unique idea that's never been done in games before, especially not platformers. But, yeah.
Of course.
You know. Yeah.
But no, I had some scary expectations for this movie. I thought it was gonna mishandle the source material that I love so much. I thought it was gonna be a lot of cringy humor, just like the first two movies that take me out of it. But no, there is none of that. It genuinely just, from beginning to end, a good Sonic movie. Not just a good Sonic movie, but a good movie. So much so that both general audience and critics agree. Like, I think this is by far the best video game movie ever made. Like, without a doubt.
It probably is. Like, yeah. I can't think of any. There aren't many good ones. Period.
Right. I think this even transcends being a good video game movie to just being a good movie. IMO.
It's a good like cartoon blockbuster in the way that old Marvel movies were like 10 years ago. You know.
Yeah.
And I think the last Spider-Man was probably one of the better, like MCU kind of things. But it's this is better than any of the Ant-Man movies. It's probably about as good as Shang-Chi, which I thought was pretty okay. And pretty good relative to the bad ones. So,
All right.
It's a strange curve that we have for movies because you can't compare this to like Nosferatu or something where it's like very character driven.
It's got better reviews.
That doesn't mean shit, okay? Someone listen. They're paying off the critics, okay? We've established this.
Yeah, sure.
Paramount's paying them off with their fucking SpongeBob money. That's all they do.
Get fucked if you're a snobby fucking pretentious horror film.
It's got fucking Lily Rose Depp, okay? I don't even know if she's good in things. This is the first thing I hadn't heard of her before Nosferatu, but
It has Willem Dafoe too in it, right?
Yeah, he's in there.
Cool. Yeah.
It's got Nicholas Hoult who's going to play Lex Luthor. Have you seen the trailer for the new Superman movie, by the way?
I've seen it making the rounds on Twitter and it being very divisive.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's divisive. I think it's pretty universally excited.
Really? I've seen a lot of people that said they didn't like the more lighthearted fucking tone it was going for.
Well, there's a cohort of loud, awful, evil people who really like Zack Snyder's films, okay? And they're going to be pissed no matter what. Because it's not by Zack Snyder. It's not going to have all the fucking slow-mo. It's not going to be bullshit. And it doesn't have Henry Cavill in it. So they're just going to be mad no matter what. But those aren't like real people, okay? They're probably all bots. They're probably racist. And they're probably demons sent from hell. So.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got a match.
You got a match?
Ew. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's a bit in this movie where they blow. Tom pulls out a USB stick and he blows on it, and they make like a video game cartridge reference, right?
Right. Yeah.
But you don't blow on USB sticks though. That's not no one ever does that. That's just game cartridges and maybe like DVDs.
I don't know. I think it was funny enough for the callback.
I think if you're gonna do these soy jokes, they better at least be in the right situation.
Right. Now, of course, you didn't have the theater experience because you pirated this movie like scum.
I did, yeah. But you know,
Dude, this is a movie you need to watch in the theater.
I kind of got the theater experience because the people in the theater recording were cheering. Okay, they were cheering when they went supersonic together.
Right, yeah, and they went super.
Yeah, when Live and Learn started playing. I mean, that song from Sonic 2. They started
right,
cheering.
Yeah, Live and Learn. I love that song, dude.
Yeah, that lame song from that lame game.
Shut up! Shut up! I'm kind of upset they skipped directly over Sonic Adventure 1 to retell Sonic Adventure 2. Because
what's
Sonic
the story of
Adventure
Adventure 1? There's like nothing going on in that, right?
Eggman unleashes a water god called Chaos who destroys the city, and Sonic has to stop it.
See, that seems ridiculous.
I wanted to see Sonic take on Chaos in the movies. That would be so cool.
They should have had all the Chow mascots turn into Chaos.
Open Your Heart is I'm gonna be honest. Sonic taking down Chaos while Open Your Heart plays in Sonic Adventure 1 is more hype of a moment than Live and Learn in Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay. All I know from Adventure is all the...
one of my favorite Sonic songs.
I know all the animations very silly on their faces and stuff when they're talking. That's all I know about that one.
Right. Sonic Adventure 1 has terrible cutscenes.
Yeah. You know, I mean, every game had terrible cutscenes back then, so...
Right.
You know. That's why most of the best games just didn't do cutscenes at the time. Or they made them all text-based or something like Zelda.
Yeah.
You know.
I think Sonic had a better transition into 3D than Mario did, honestly.
That's just, that's just not true, okay? This can't be true. It is.
I have way more fun playing Sonic Adventure than I do with Mario 64.
You haven't played Mario 64 because I sent you an evil copy that killed your PC, okay?
You did do that.
I didn't mean for it to be evil, to be clear, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my problem. I've been trying to set up Super Mario 64 Plus, but every ROM I find says that it's failed to compile when using 64 Plus.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Every single ROM I find does the same thing.
I don't know. It's weird. That thing just might be broken or something nowadays. I have no idea. Yeah. I don't think that guy's updated it in like a year or two. But who knows? Who knows? I mean, you could always just play in like, Project 64 or something. Get Parallel Launcher.
Yeah.
You know. Did you see?
It won't be the same. It won't play as well.
Well, it won't be 64. It'll be closer to the real thing on.
But I don't want the real thing. I want a fucking updated fucking.
Oh yeah.
Widescreen fucking 60 FPS game.
Yeah, you can change his color on his outfit and stuff in 64 plus. It's really cool. Yeah. Can
you make him purple and black?
You can. Wow. I think a Waluigi skin is like built in fact, that you can set him up for. Yeah.
Cool.
But
can you turn him into Sonic the Hedgehog?
No.
There's no Sonic the Hedgehog like model that you can apply.
No, there's other things where you can do that. I want to say Mario 64 co-op might have that. Okay. You can be Toad and like Waluigi and that and stuff, and like Princess Daisy.
All right, so if I can't get 64 Plus set up, what's the best other way that I can play this game? Because I do want to play 64.
Maybe the PC port just in general, because 64 Plus is like a fork of the PC port that's like really good and updated,
Okay.
But yeah. I don't know. I'd try that.
PC port.
I don't know, honestly. I figured 64 Plus was probably easier to do, so that's why I didn't bother with the regular PC port. But
Damn.
Yeah. Did you stick through the? Did you see the post credits?
I did see both post credit scenes.
Okay. The recording I saw unfortunately only has the first.
With Metal Sonic and Amy?
Yeah, Metal Sonic shows up. Amy is there. They didn't cast Amy yet, which is probably a wise move.
Right.
Is Amy... Do people like Amy? Is she like a good character?
I love Amy. Okay. I love Amy. She's like my third favorite character behiing Sonic and Shadow.
All right. Well, she's got her big hammer stolen from Harley Quinn.
Amy is best girl. I'm going to say it here. Amy is best girl of Sonic series, and no other character comes close.
Okay, not the. There's a bat with massive tits though. Okay, are you familiar with that one?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Rog the Bat.
What about the cat with slightly smaller tits?
I do like Blaze. Blaze is another character I really like.
Okay, what about that rabbit's like large mother rabbit?
Oh, you mean Vanilla the rabbit, who's the average size of human
She's
mother?
the size of an average human mother.
She's
Yeah.
the size of an average human mother.
Yeah. She's pretty good, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
I guess. Is that even a character who's like in the games, or is she just like from like comics or something? I don't even know.
I don't know if she's appeared. I don't know if she's appeared in games. She appears in Sonic X the anime and in comics.
That's fun.
Has she ever appeared in the game? I don't know actually.
Yeah. What about Big the cat?
I like Big. I hate playing as him in the games he's in, but I like Big as a character.
Okay. What do you think they're gonna do in this next movie? Because it seems like they want to like drag this out, right? They don't want to like just put all the Sonic characters in it and have them run around Sonic worlds, right? They want to like have each individual character show up in each movie, which is
I think
weird.
I think the way they're doing it is very smart. Like they're giving each character their time to shine in a new plot that's built directly for them.
I guess so.
I think the way they're doing it is very smart. Now, I do have predictions as to where Sonic Movie 4 will go, but I'm keeping them to my chest because I plan to make a video about my predictions for Sonic 4.
Well, that'd be interesting because there's Metal Sonics, right? And they've got to be built by someone.
Yeah.
But not by Robotnik, probably. Even though I think he made them in the games, right? Or
yeah, Robotnik did make Metal Sonic in the game.
Yeah, isn't it just the one in the game in Sonic 2 or CD or whatever?
Just one Metal Sonic, yeah.
Okay, that's weird. Why is there a bunch of them?
I don't know.
That's crazy lore.
You'll have to watch my eventual prediction videos to find out.
I will. I'm I'm interested in that, honestly, because it seems like I feel like they can't do that forever, right? Like they're not going to make a movie that's all about Sonic 7 is about Blaze the cat. Like they're not going to do that, right? Like no one cares at a certain point for these characters to make them like full movie people.
I love Metal Sonic and Amy, and I have an idea for where they're going to take the story going forward that I'm pretty excited about.
Okay, they should go back to his home planet.
They should. I would love to. I think it'd be so funny if they because they never gave Sonic's home planet a name. It'd be so funny if they name dropped like his planet and it's Mobius.
Yeah, they can do that. That's like old lore comics that got erased or something,
lore.
Right?
Okay. That is old, outdated, non-canon lore that his planet is called Mobius.
So you tell me I don't know anything about Sonic, but it sounds like for some reason I've scrolled wikis for hours on this series for no reason.
I don't know how you knew that. Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't know why. I don't remember. There's at the very beginning of this movie, I'm just reading random notes, by the way. At the very beginning of this movie, they have an original film logo that comes up, right? Uh-huh. And it comes up in between two like lines, and then it slides out the film part from underneath the original part. And it's like identical to the animation for the Marvel Studios logo.
No, exactly.
At the start of,
which is like it is really funny.
Yeah.
By the way, was the camera you watched high quality? Was it like decent quality?
It was pretty good, and then it cut to a worse one at the end. But it was fine. Sad. It was fine. I got all the movie and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know why the movie kept cutting to like a guy with a blender, and he'd put things in the blender, and then money would shoot out.
What?
I don't know what's going on there. I thought he was going to come in and save the day at the end with Sonic and stuff, but I don't know. He just showed up a couple times, and he did it. He blended up like sports or something, like words. Wow. He blended up the word sports, I believe, and then it turned into money.
Okay.
And I don't know what's going on there,
Wow.
Yeah, the post credit scene said it had a big roulette wheel came up over the top of it. It was pretty good.
I think those are gambling ads.
Wait, those weren't in the movie? Those weren't part of the intended theatrical experience? That's crazy. What the hell?
No, the gambling ads that were placed into the movie.
Oh. The movie doesn't say slots lights in like text that moves around throughout the length of the film and sometimes changes to another language.
No, that is in the movie actually.
I thought it fit in thematically. That's kind of surprising that wasn't just in there, but
yeah,
crazy, weird. Here's the thing: people were making fun of when the trailers came out, right? Knuckles.
Konnichiwa.
Well, there's that, but Knuckles gets his wrist twisted like in a 90 degrees in a way that he's like able to move his wrist normally, and then he yells really loud as if he's been hurt by that. What's going on there? Can he not move his hands right?
Imagine you threw a punch at somebody and they grabbed your hand and forcibly twisted your hand. Like,
I'd be surprised, but it wouldn't hurt.
Probably hurt a little bit. Yes, it would.
Maybe I guess maybe if he moves it really fast because he's
and that's exactly what happened. He like moved his wrist like in a split second while he was throwing a punch. That's gonna hurt.
Okay, my theory on this is that they made it like really grotesque. Like he spins his wrist like 180 degrees or something. Or like 270, or perhaps a full 360, and someone at the studio was like, "No, this isn't gonna get past the MPAA. This is gonna be a PG-13 moment, so we gotta tone it back." That's my guess.
Yeah, maybe.
But
it would have been kind of cool if they gone PG-13 with this movie because Sonic Adventure 2 is a fairly dark story, and there's like darker elements that they could have adapted and put into this movie that they chose not to because of the PG rating.
Yeah, I mean, they could have made a much more graphic scene where when the girl gets shot and dies. She didn't even get shot. She just like got caught up in an explosion. Yeah. They could have Wade Whipple could have said "fuck" one time if it was PG-13 in his scene. Yeah.
No, I think we should have given, if there was a PG-13 movie, they should have given the one fuck to Shadow, and he'd be like, "Fuck you, Sonic."
Exactly. That'd be good. Yeah. They would have had to choose a better actor who gives a fuck, though, if they want to do that.
Keanu fucking did a great role as fucking Shadow.
He sounds like he's asleep. He sounds like he doesn't know where he is or what's going on or anything. He sounds really weird.
No,
it was no good. It was no good.
Maybe it was just your fucking cam rip quality audio.
Everyone else sounded fine.
Yeah. Whatever.
Fucking I get YouTube shorts about the guy who plays Sonic sometimes, and he always sounds very, very down to earth and fun.
He's like very energetic. I love Ben Schwartz.
Yeah.
As an actor, he's great.
He was on the Game Awards once, right? And Jim Carrey came up on the screen.
I don't know.
That was like 3 years ago or something. I don't know.
Block out Game Awards because none of them announced Half-Life 3.
Yeah, nothing happens at the Game Awards anymore.
Nothing happens. No.
Oh, new Naughty Dog game.
The new Naughty Dog game looks like shit. I don't like it. I like The Witcher 4 though. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, fucking bald girl in her Mitsubishi spaceship or whatever with her Adidas shoes that we focus on, and her Sony fucking radio.
I'm excited about Witcher 4 in the new Elden Ring game.
Yeah. They're doing Elden Ring 2, right? Was that what that was, or it was co-op or something?
It's not Elden Ring 2. It's a spin-off co-op roguelike game.
Okay. So the Elden Ring universe is expanding, even though it's also the Dark Souls universe, is revealed by that trailer, right?
Well, yeah. I don't know how
John Souls showed up.
They're gonna make that work. Yeah, John Souls.
Yeah, he's your co-op partner.
Yeah, exactly.
And Mr. Bloodborne will, I assume, make an appearance as the third.
Yeah, and they should add Sekiro too, Mr. Sekiro.
Mr. Sekiro, yeah.
Well, that would actually work because his name is actually Sekiro.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. I didn't know that. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does Elden Ring refer to in the game?
The Elden Ring refers to the actual artifact called the Elden Ring, which is like I don't want to go into Elden Ring more right now, dude. It's 11 o'clock.
That's fine. So it's like Raiders of the Lost Ark, though, where the thing is in the title and not any person.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I do think one thing that's really odd watching all of these movies is that Tails just sounds exactly the same as he does in the game, because it's that actor, right? So
yeah, it's the same actor.
Yeah, but they she didn't adjust the performance or anything, so she sounds straight out of the games in a way that none of the other characters really do, which is kind of funny.
I think it's great. I love Tails.
I think it works and stuff, and for the character, but it's funny. I don't know. Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah.
I love Tails.
Are you excited for any potential spin-offs that will be another TV show that barely has the character in it?
They did. Jeff Fowler did announce interest in having a Shadow spin-off. Now, if they do a Shadow spin-off, I hope to God they actually make it a Shadow-focused spin-off instead of making it about some other secondary character 80% of the time.
I think it should just be about Wade Whipple again.
Yeah.
He's so good.
Yeah, so true.
That like is what is the 6th episode of Knuckles' show? It was it's crazy. And I'm never gonna forget it. I'm never gonna forget just laughing at it for the whole runtime when I watched it. It was fantastic. Yeah. There's a moment here where they threaten to kill off Tom, played by James Marsden, in this movie.
Right.
And then they don't. He has like a cartoon cast at the end, which is funny because that's like the way he disguises the other guy who died was to come back as him, but with a cast on, like in a disguise at one point. Right. And then he actually just he's like fine, but he has a cast on. You know, that's really funny.
That was a real pussy move. I actually would have preferred if it killed off James Marsden.
Yeah. You know, the analogous Spider-Man movie, they kill off the character in that for real. So, you know.
Cool.
we'll have to review the rest of those and get there. Is this a good movie?
Right.
I don't want to say which one it is because, you know, there's a lot of them. But
right.
Yeah.
Who do you think? So Spider-Man and Sonic are fighting to the death. Who wins? Sonic, of course. Right?
Well, yeah. Spider-Man's not super strong, right? I mean, he is literally super strong, but he's not that strong. So,
right? No.
Or fast.
Sonic is fucking beating any fucking Marvel character.
He's not gonna beat like the Living Tribunal.
No.
Or full power Thanos, probably not. You know.
No. Maybe Super Sonic versus Thanos.
Maybe.
Because Super Sonic literally defeated like. In the end of Sonic Frontiers, he literally defeated like a god that was the embodiment of fear.
Okay.
So like I don't know.
Well, the Master Emerald like grants wishes, right, or something?
No.
Kinda?
No. Okay. The power of the Master Emerald turns thoughts into power.
Okay. Well, Thanos' ability with all of the Infinity Stones is that he gets to he can like control reality and do whatever he wants because one of the stones is the Reality Stone and he has all the other ones, so he's able to like he snaps his fingers and he makes half of the world disappear, and that's just. But he could have killed everyone, right? Like he could have done that if that was like his goal and what he wanted to do. So, you know, he's limited by himself and his own like ambition and varying like motivations.
So why do the people who were killed by the snap like how do they come back? How is it reversed? How is that like? Is it time travel?
No, they just. Well, okay, so do you care about spoilers for Avengers Endgame?
I don't fucking care. No.
Okay, what they do is they time travel around and they get the Infinity Stones back and they make their own gauntlet, and then Hulk snaps his fingers with it and he brings them all back. And then they come but then Thanos from the alternate timeline, or Thanos from the past or something, he comes back and he comes and fights them. Because he kidnaps one of them and he gets the ability to travel to the future and then fight them off, and he's going to kill them all, right? It's kind of weird because they kill off the Thanos who actually did the evil thing in the last movie, and then they get like a worse, like less developed version of Thanos to be the actual final villain of that movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird and kind of dumb, but you know. Endgame is not as good as Infinity War.
Do those versions of those characters actually die in that timeline, or do you just like start a new timeline, or what?
No, what they go to the past and they get the Infinity Stones, then they bring them back, and don't think of it as like timelines, because the fucking whole existence of the multiverse and the whole fucking timeline like shit, it's all like nonsense and it's stupid for no reason in those movies. It's all dumb and it makes no sense in the way that every other version of it does make sense. But but they go back to their main, like it's not a different timeline, it's just they go back to like 2025, like 5 years after the snap or whatever, and they just bring everyone back and stuff. They all come back in the same place they were.
For real? So like they just like disappear but not actually dead, like just in another realm or whatever?
They all died and got turned into dust, and in the comics they go into the soul gem, but they don't ever say that in the movies. They kind of skip over that. And in the so I guess they're all just dead and then they get brought back, I think. Wow. And also they make sure, if you were on an airplane, they don't say this in the movie, but the people have asked the directors, you know, if you were on an airplane or something and the airplane's not there anymore, obviously, then you just get put on the ground and you're fine. So everyone's fine. Yeah.
It's stupid.
It's a little stupid, but it was worth it just to have that cliffhanger at Infinity War. That was really fun.
Right.
But yeah, it's Endgame serves as like a dumb ending, like action set piece to like the whole rest of the movies, right? And it kind of wraps up some of the long-standing arcs of some of the main characters. That's really what it's there for. It's not to like have its own good plot, because it does not. Okay. It has its own stupid, middling, kind of lame plot. So
okay, fair enough.
That's how it is, sometimes.
Right. I think the action set pieces in this movie are better than anything I've ever seen from Marvel.
You haven't seen that many Marvel movies, though.
I've seen a good few, but I don't think anything rivals the action set pieces in this movie.
Remember when Green Goblin was fighting Spider-Man and they were beating each other up at the end of that one?
Yeah, but they're just in like some derelict old fucking building.
Well, yeah, that's cool though. It's about the characters, right? And their thing.
Yeah, but this movie is about the characters and has insane spectacle in all the set pieces.
What about the train bit in Spider-Man 2? That's really good.
Again, that's kind of cool.
That's sick as hell.
Yeah.
we gotta actually review that.
Sure. Yeah.
At some point, yeah. But yeah.
If you made it to this far in the video, we are now transitioning to an entire review on Spider-Man 2.
Well, I was thinking that should be its own video, maybe. Or,
yeah,
plus it sounds like it's very late for you there. So
Yeah. I was just memeing around, doing a bit of a bit and a gaff.
Yeah. I guess final thing here we should talk about is Robotnik and Agent Stone are clearly just straight up in love. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially in this one.
Right. No, of course.
He goes like, "I can't lose you again." It's full on. They love each other.
And you know what? I love it. I love their dynamic. I think it's very heartwarming at the end where when Eggman sacrifices himself to blow up the fucking cannon, he makes one last message and directs it to Stone. It's heartwarming. And it tugs at your heartstrings. Made me shed a few tears.
It's so good. It's one of the best romances I've seen in a in a blockbuster movie before, honestly.
Unironically. And I'm not gonna lie, this movie made me cry multiple times because I think Shadow's backstory was done so well. Yeah. I think Keanu's performance of Shadow was very emotional, very well grounded. I loved it. I loved everything about this movie.
I like Keanu more in the Dracula film. Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula movie.
I also love the heartwarming dynamics between Sonic and his family. Like, it just makes me feel good seeing them get along, be happy, and love each other. Like that's something that Sonic in the games doesn't have. He doesn't have a family in the games. He's just like on his own, doing his own thing. Yes, friends, sure, but like that's one big difference between Game Sonic and Movie Sonic. Yeah, I really love that dynamic in the movies.
It is pretty heartwarming, even if it's with James Marsden.
Right.
Who's like,
all three of these movies, all three of these movies have a big heart, and I will say that even the first movie, the second movie, they all have a big heart, and I love that.
Yeah, it is the best drama kind of family situation that James Marsden has been in a movie, as far as I can tell, because his love with Jean Grey as Cyclops in the X-Men movies, it's not very good. And he dies at the start of the third one, and they don't do much with it. But yeah, these
Sonic movies are probably the best thing James Marsden has ever been in.
It's I don't know much else. X-Men 2 is better than this. Okay,
that dude, he's in fucking Hop. He's the main character.
He is in Hop, and which I'm pretty sure Hop is like a road trip movie with the CGI bunny, right? Like it's just the same fucking movie.
No, it's the same fucking. This is why I say like I don't really like Sonic 1 that much, even though it's your favorite in the trilogy. It's so generic and lame.
I'm gonna have to rewatch Sonic 1, okay? But it's like, it is weird that it's a road trip movie with a character who can just run anywhere in a second. It's just like, what are we doing? I gotta get to San Francisco.
They explain it as he doesn't know where he's going and he's not at full capacity because he was synchronized.
He could just pick up a map. He could figure it out. Yeah. It wouldn't be that hard.
Right? Yeah.
I don't know. They got Google Maps.
Sonic Movie 1 is so lame and generic, but it does have like the trademark heart and charm that Sonic has. So I give it a pass. I still like the movie.
The reason I loved Sonic 1, one of the main things that kind of stuck with me from that was the whole car chase scene where Robotnik sends he has this big tank robot which gets taken care of immediately. Then he sends a smaller robot out of that, right? And then there's like a smaller robot comes out of that robot, and then that one like leaves a bomb on them at the end of the scene. It's like the greatest like escalated chase scene I've seen.
You keep bringing the car chase scene as a great
it's so
action
good.
You keep bringing up the car chase scene as a great action set piece, and I agree it is pretty good. But every set piece, what the fuck am I even saying? Every action set piece from Sonic 2 and 3 trumps the fucking anything from the first movie.
Absolutely not. None of them have that level of no, it's just so it's like the longest joke I've seen in a fight scene ever in any movie is to have that fucking robot keep Russian nesting doll itself into different robots. I missed a step there when I was given the rundown of it, okay? It turns into 5 separate like fucking robots throughout that scene. It's so good.
Right.
Because it turns into one little like mini wheel robot.
That gets stuck on his glove and explodes. Yeah.
Well, there's the bomb one at the end, but before that there's the little like drone one, and before that it's like in a one wheel thing, and James Marsden like hits it with a pipe or some shit or a tire iron. It's so good. It was so funny.
I like that. Yeah. But I
just love that scene.
I don't think that set piece compares to anything from the second or third movie, like at all.
I don't know. You know, I'm easily entertained when they do the thing where like everything's frozen and the super speed characters running around, you know?
Yeah.
It's great in all the X-Men movies when they do that too. Like there's some really shitty X-Men movies where that pops up and that's like the highlight of the whole movie. So
I don't know. I honestly think like I think they've made the movie Sonic too powerful. Cuz like Sonic in the games, he's fast. But he's not so fast time freezes and he's fucking Quicksilver fast. He's still like, there's some level of groundedness to his abilities in the games. But in the movies, he literally can just freeze time and do whatever.
Like that is because not only can he freeze time, he also moves at super speed in the frozen time. So there's like there's like a limit to his perception of time, but there's like no limit to like his ability to just go really fast at all. It doesn't seem like there's any limit anyway. So yeah.
He's broken in these movies.
Well, he really only does that in the first one, though. And they're careful to make sure he never does it in the second.
He only does it in the first movie, but never again. So, like, I feel like they realized they had to, like, scale his power back a bit.
Well, that's, like, a classic problem with every, like, super speed character in anything. Is like, oh, why don't they... how are they caught by anything ever, you know? How does anything bad happen to them at all? And you gotta scale them back, otherwise it doesn't work. So.
Yeah, of course, and I'm glad we did. I'm glad we scaled them back and made them less powerful.
Mm-hmm,
Until he's super and he's like an actual god who can do whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense that he goes back to full epic power after that.
Dude, you cannot tell me it's not cool when they're battling and they're like punching each other and each punch travels them to a different part of the world.
That is cool, yeah. That is really cool.
So fucking cool.
And you know, none of the fucking superhero movies I've seen have the balls to do that, even though so many of those characters... I think it's going to happen in the Superman movie coming out, but none of the other ones, like none of them bother to do that. They always get stuck in like some 5 feet like pile of rubble, and that's like where the whole last fight takes place, and it's so lame.
God, I just cannot get over how cool the set pieces in this movie are. There's a chase scene throughout Tokyo where Shadow's drifting around the city on his bike. He's teleporting, Sonic's chasing him. They run up a fucking building and they clash in the air, and it causes a huge EMP power wave that knocks out all the power in Tokyo. And then there's the scene, of course, the super scene where they're fighting across the world, and each fucking new punch travels them to a different location. And then there's the end where they've attacked each other so hard they're in a crater in the ground and lava's spewing up in the air and everything's burning on fire, and then it's so cool, so fucking cool.
It's pretty good. They go to the moon and then the laser blows up the moon just a little bit on the bottom, you know. That's fun.
I love it. The set pieces are so good.
It's pretty fun. I can't pretend it's not, you know, as much as I want to.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the best set piece is just the laser dancing, though. You know.
Of course, yeah.
It's I don't even know how they're doing that effect like that convincingly and that consistently. I guess it's just face replacements on on a stunt actor, like a second actor for half of it.
No, there's like, I think Jim Carrey did a really good job of playing two different roles.
He's really good, and they're not like the same character. They're like really similar, but like he gives Gerald a different voice, you know, the whole time.
No, and he actually like gives a emotional depth to Gerald. Like in the flashback scene where Maria dies, you can see him like whimpering and crying, and like he's very angry and saddened about Maria's death, and that really like translates over to his character, and he like plays that anger and sadness so well.
Yeah, and there's a bit where he says like, "Oh, we're gonna destroy everyone on Earth, and also like ourselves are gonna get blown up in the crossfire." Like he's doing like a fucking genocide, suicide in this, and it's like,
of course, yeah, it's so dark. It's like so dark for a Sonic movie, and I love it.
It is, yeah. And the way he dies, he just gets like swatted into the fucking thing, and he's just gone. Just pops out.
You aren't no Maria or whatever. You aren't Maria.
Yeah, it's
old line. Yeah,
he is. He's a mean guy.
Yeah,
and I like that they come up with reasons to have like the little montage of them. They put in like one line to explain why that montage happens, and it's just It's just for the sake of having Jim Carrey interact with himself and have it be fun.
Yeah,
and it is fun. It's great. It's worth it.
But no, and like you can like the heartbreak that Eggman goes through when like his only like family that he found after years of being alone betrays him and wants to destroy everything, including himself. Like it's sad.
It is, and he turns good at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
He saves the day.
He does. Well, do you have any? I'm sorry.
He also does that in SA2. He realizes that his grandfather is an evil, no good, bad man who wants to kill everyone, and he decides to undo his plan, and that's how SA2 ends. Okay. Of course, Eggman doesn't die in the end of Sonic Adventure 2.
And in that, he's been like dead for decades, right? Like
he's dead. He's dead and gone by that point.
Okay. Yeah, they just say like, oh yeah, in this movie he's like 110 or something. They just offhand that. It's pretty good. Which
honestly, I was very upset when I found out they were completely changing Gerald's story in this. Like he's still alive and he's not dead. Like I think a huge part in Sonic Adventures 2 story is when like Gerald is revealed to have masterminded this 50 years ago, and everybody has unwillingly played into his plan of destroying the world, and it's such a haunting, great scene. And I was upset that he's alive now. It's kind of going to ruin his story in Sonic Adventure 2, but no, they did it well.
Yeah, it's worth it. I think it's just like they had to do, like that was Jim Carrey's in for the movie was like, oh, I'm going to play two characters, probably get paid twice as much, and also act alongside myself. You know, that's like the reason he's even in this one, and I kind of doubt he'll show back up in the next one. So
I really do hope his death at the end of this movie is permanent.
It would be a good death scene for him, but also like I feel like half of the reason I like this movie at all is just because he's in it and he's so good in it. So I don't know what they're going to do. I think
it'd be very impactful if this was his death scene, and that sacrifice was his like redemption moment.
Yeah.
And he's actually dead now. I would be pretty happy with that.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to the MCU. They cloned Gwen Stacy, okay? So listen, none of this stuff lasts forever. He's going to be back. If they can pay him enough and he convince him to come back because people like him in these movies, they're going to get him back. But
I would, in my dream scenario, he stays dead and they explore other villains from the franchise, because Sonic has a bunch of cool villains that they can explore and do.
Yeah, but none of them are super marketable actors though, like Jim Carrey.
I mean, they can get actors to play these other characters.
Are there other like human bad guys though? Because
no, Eggman is like the only human bad guy. Everything else is like an eldritch fucking monster and and like God. Okay. Yeah.
Well, that's fun in its own way. Yeah. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I hope Agent Stone is back at the very least.
They can get someone cool to play Metal Sonic.
Yeah. Well, but that's just a bunch of robots, though. That's nobody. That's nothing. That's
Right.
like Ultron, and Ultron sucks. So,
Right.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog, the trilogy, and the Knuckles show? I guess.
I just really hope whatever comes next is good. That's all I have to say.
Okay. And you know what? When Mufasa crosses the $4 billion mark, as it inevitably will, Sonic fans, they're gonna feel silly for being so fucking braggy about it. Okay. It's gonna come. A great reckoning will arrive from the Walt Disney Company.
I mean, I think we can both agree that one of these two movies are like even if they don't succeed as much financially, they're way better quality wise.
I'm not even gonna fucking watch Mufasa, dude. I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna
no.
bother ever. So yeah. But thank you all so much for watching. What do you got to plug, Hartsy?
I'm gonna plug a fork into an outlet.
Okay, that's goodbye.
Bye.